awesome? I love it. Hey everybody, I'm Vera Stewart and welcome to the VeryVera Show. I'm so excited today to have as my special guest, Brittany Kisner, wife of professional golfer Kevin Kisner from Aiken, South Carolina. And we're going to be doing 2 great recipes that'll be perfect for you to use while you're celebrating watching the big golf tournament here in Augusta, Georgia. The first recipe is classic, can be used as a snack or a sandwich, and the second recipe is a perfect dessert. First, we're going to start with a pimento cheese sandwich. It's a grill that I actually used to serve in my cafe here in Augusta, Georgia. The second recipe is an Arnold Palmer cupcake. The cake part tastes just like tea, and the icing is a really great lemon cream cheese icing with a lot of lemon twist, just like the beverage. So let's get started on the recipes, and more importantly, let's meet Brittany. I'm so happy today to have as my special guest, Brittany Kisner, wife of Kevin Kisner, professional golfer. And Brittany, welcome.
Thank you.
So glad to have you. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm so happy to be here. My husband and I live in Aiken, South Carolina, and he grew up there. I grew up in Madison, Georgia. We met at University of Georgia, so we're Bulldogs too. And I was a speech pathologist and here in the Aiken and Augusta communities. So I've been in this area in the CSRA since 2009.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, we met the Madison connection because I had lived there. And when you got engaged, your mom reached out to me to do the wedding, and I was so thrilled. And I got to meet you and meet Kevin and do the wedding, and I was so thrilled that you used all of my cakes at the wedding reception. I did everything. I did the flowers, I did the whole 9 yards, so that was really a lot of fun. So tell me a little bit more about, you know, Kevin and what's been going on with his career in golf.
So we travel with him pretty much 80% of the time, I would say. We have 2 children, and we just pack up and go with him, and he is all over the place. I'm so proud of him, and he works so hard, and his career has just taken off.
Oh, I know it.
So we are so proud of him, but we pack up as a family, and we go and kind of live a traveling circus lifestyle, but we enjoy it, and we have 2 children. They travel with us, and Kevin really plays all over the world.
Oh, absolutely. Well, what's coming up in the next few weeks with Kevin on the tour?
So next week is our favorite tournament, I would say, especially being locals. He will be playing in the Masters, which is certainly always very special for us and such a treat. And then the week after that, we go to Hilton Head for another one of our favorite events, the RBC Heritage. So these are kind of 2 close to home tournaments.
Well, that is wonderful. Well, one of the other reasons that you are here today is to tell us a little bit about your nonprofit organization, which really encouraged me to have you with us today. So tell us a little bit about the Kisner Foundation.
So we started this in 2015, and with my background as a speech pathologist, it was really something that was just important to me and so important to Kevin. And so we started, and our mission is to give back to children in the CSRA, and we want to support organizations that promote children's health, their fitness, education, and access to sports. So it's really a 2-fold mission in that we knew there were so many great already existing organizations, and we wanted to be able to support them. And then we wanted to kind of reach out and start our own projects and just meet the needs of children in this area.
Well, how can people in the audience get involved in this?
So the first thing they really can do is go to our website, www.kisnerfoundation.com, and they can donate there because every amount that is raised will go directly back to children in this area. And then we've given out about 6 or 7 grants to already existing organizations.
So wonderful.
And then we are working with Aiken County Public Schools and early intervention coordinators in the CSRA. We're going to have a big community-wide campaign that is going to unveil in August. So we will need volunteers, so stay tuned and look for that on the horizon.
Absolutely. Well, please go to that website. And when we come back from the break, we're going to get started on a pimento cheese sandwich that I know Brittany says is her absolute favorite.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
Come back with us in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody, and we are busy as bees right here. And if you're just joining us, I'm with Brittany Kisner, wife of professional golfer Kevin Kisner, and we are making recipes that you can prepare while you are watching that big golf tournament that's going to be in Augusta very shortly. So we are making a grilled pimento cheese sandwich. I've got Brittany grating the sharp cheddar cheese, and I love to use Cracker Barrel extra sharp.
Okay.
And I also love to recommend that you hand grate it. Don't be buying that already grated cheese, because this is part of the recipe. And this recipe is available in the VeryVera cookbook that's in pre-sales right now on our website, but will be available to purchase at the Fresh Market in Augusta, Georgia, Masters Week.
That's exciting.
And then in a lot of other outlets after that, starting on April 17th. So I've gone ahead, the red pepper, the roasted red pepper is one of the secret ingredients.
Okay.
So I've gone ahead and sliced that, diced it. I'm gonna pat it dry. Then you're finishing the cheese.
This looks so good.
I know. And honestly, some of these little steps, like patting the peppers dry, are all part of what makes this recipe work. So I encourage you, as you read these little tips, to take advantage of what I'm suggesting that you do there.
Okay.
All right, so we've got that finished. And then another secret ingredient, all of my other recipes in the book, Brittany, use Hellmann's. But this recipe uses Duke. So I've kind of strayed away from my comfort zone. I'm going to actually set all this over here.
Perfect.
I've strayed away from my comfort zone, and I'm using a different mayonnaise here. And then I'm going to ask you to add the seasonings and tell us what they are.
Okay, so we've got the Creole seasoning, we've got black pepper, and we've got cayenne pepper.
Right.
All right. I'll mix this together.
And then I'm going to add in the peppers to the cheese. And this is the grill that was the most popular sandwich at the cafe. I mean, people would come in, and, you know, my favorite thing to do was to walk around and take the little orders in the cafe. And, you know, if you wanted the grill, I love to say it out loud, the grill. But, you know, pimento cheese is one of those things that everybody has their own version of it.
Absolutely.
But you said Kevin loves pimento cheese.
We love pimento cheese. He loves it. Our daughter loves it. And I can tell you, especially with the Creole seasoning
And you
added,
can go ahead and add that in.
this is going to definitely be our new family favorite.
Oh, I'm so glad. Well, this is such, you know, we were thinking today of things that might be good to serve while you're watching the tournament. And of course, if Kevin's going to be playing, we're all going to be pulling for him. So I'm going to let you stir that up.
Perfect.
And I'm going to get this grill ready over here. But we're going to be pulling for him during the tournament. But this can be used today in Vera's Corner. I'm going to go over 5 different ways that you can use pimento cheese in different dishes. And so I certainly hope you'll watch that. But this is, you know, a snack. It can be a sandwich. It can be a lot of different things. But in our cafe, we used marbled rye, and we spread it with the pimento cheese. And then I'm just going to get my griddle ready with a little bit of butter. All right, and then I'm going to top one side of the sandwich. Oh, look at these! Look at these tomatoes. Those look like they were grown in a farm up there where you're from, in South Carolina.
They look
all right,
so
so
good.
I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of that from you. And you know, you just really want to put a nice heaping portion. But if you'll notice that we've got a lot of pimento, a lot of red pepper in this, and actually that's what makes this recipe unique. Is that you really want to taste that red pepper in this.
It looks so good. This is the perfect thing for us when we get home from the course to pull this out of the fridge.
And it has about a 3-week shelf life. And honestly, the longer, and I'll let you keep stirring that up, the longer it sits in the refrigerator, the better it gets. All right, so we're just going to keep spreading these sandwiches. And when we come back from the break, first of all, in Vera's Corner, you're going to learn 5 different ways to use this. And then we're going to get started on an Arnold Palmer cupcake that little girl of yours, and what is her name?
Kate.
Kate is going to be making those cupcakes with you.
Yes, she will.
So come back with us in just a few minutes. Pimento cheese is a favorite this time of year and actually lasts in the refrigerator for weeks. Today I'm going to show you 5 different ways to use it. From a cheese ball to deviled eggs, your family and friends are going to love it. Use pimento cheese in the place of sliced cheese on your burger for a cheeseburger upgrade. To make pimento cheese deviled eggs, add about 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise and a half a cup of pimento cheese to the yolks of 6 hard-cooked eggs. Mix well and pipe or spoon the filling into the egg whites. Top with a slice of pickled okra. Dress up a regular baked potato with pimento cheese and bacon, and you've got a decadent, cheesy baked potato. Make pimento cheese the center of attention at your party with a pimento cheese ball. Combine 12 ounces of pimento cheese with 8 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature. Chill for about an hour, then form into a ball. Roll in chopped pecans or garnish of your choice. Finally, nothing beats going at a container of pimento cheese with a cracker for a delicious and quick snack. Try your hands at these pimento cheese variations using my original VeryVera recipe from the VeryVera cookbook. Welcome back, everybody, and I hope you learned in Vera's Corner today that there's lots of things that you can do with pimento cheese. I know I did.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we are ready to do Arnold Palmer cupcakes, and we went ahead during the break and got our butter and sugar creamed. And you know, Brittany, we talked about that so many baking recipes give you very vague instructions about the things that are chemistry related to recipes. So, for example, on many cupcake recipes, it'll say, cream until it's light and fluffy. Well, what does that mean?
I know, I have no idea.
Well, when I was writing the cookbook, I thought, I want people that have never baked to be able to make the pound cakes and the layer cakes in the VeryVera cookbook. So when you cream until light and fluffy, you're going to start with something that's almost bright yellow with butter and sugar. And to get it light and fluffy, that is also referring to color. So light and fluffy is going to mean about 5 minutes, which is going to get it light and fluffy in appearance in terms of texture and color.
See, I would not have known that. And I would have never, just in my own intuition, known to beat this for 5 minutes. All
right, so we are now going to get it moved from the side of the bowl, and I'm going to let you go ahead and start adding in the eggs, 1 egg at a time. And I love this big, deep bowl, and also it allows our audience to see kind of what we're doing. The other unique thing about this recipe is that you actually use steeped tea, because we all know everybody loves to order an Arnold Palmer, you know, which is tea and lemonade mixed together. So when you make this recipe, and our recipes are always available at VeryVera.com, you're going to steep some of the tea in hot milk and some just like you would ordinarily do it in hot water. So I've done both. We've got milk and regular tea. Now I'm going to add in my salt and baking powder into my flour. And I'm just going to do that with a whisk just to get that incorporated. And on those eggs, I always love just to, you know, I love my Fresh Market brand of all the dairy products. I use the cream cheese, I use their half and half and their cream, and I always use these cage-free eggs. All right, so that's going to be a pretty liquidy mixture there. All right, so now I'm going to add in, as long as we're making a liquid mess, I'm going to add that in. And this is what makes this recipe so good, is this tea is so strong.
I cannot wait to try these.
And they almost look like whole wheat cupcakes when they bake, because they're nice and brown. All right, so we're going to let that mix just long enough to get it through. And then I'm going to be adding the dry mixture in a little bit at a time. And while I do that, I'm going to ask you to walk up, get over here. I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit more about the fundraising for the Kisner Foundation.
Sure. Well, we had our first fundraiser this past fall in 2017, Clays, Greens, and Strings, and it was just a huge success. Far surpassed our expectations. The community really came out and supported us. We did it at Sage Valley Golf Club. And
oh gosh, and that's such a gorgeous facility.
So gorgeous. And we had a sporting clays shoot, and we had a awesome concert, and Augusta native Charles Kelly came and brought Darius Rucker, which was
gosh,
so fun. So it was a great night, and we raised over $180,000 for kids in this community. So our goals are to do more and more this year. So we'll be back the first weekend in November. Everyone mark your calendars. And we are going to have another concert and a golf tournament this time.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at this dough so everybody can kind of get familiar with what it's going to look like. Like I said, it's almost going to look like a whole wheat dough. And it's kind of on the thick side,
okay,
but it's got that nice brown color to it. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit to get it going. And I love to use these little scoops. And 2 scoops is going to be just exactly what you need to fill this. And this recipe makes 24 cupcakes. So this is just the perfect bite-sized dessert. So we're going to have to finish this because we're going into a break. But when we come back, we're putting together the most amazing table display that everybody's going to want to mimic. So come back with us. We're going to set that up, and we're going to showcase all the food that we made today. So come back with us in just a few minutes. Well, it looks like we're ready to party during a golf tournament right here in Augusta, Georgia. And we've had a lot of fun today, Brittany, and I want to share with the audience how we created a great tablescape for our party. So we started with a placemat that's actually made out of artificial turf that you can pick up at any home improvement store. Cut it into rectangles. Then take your old golf balls, and I'm sure Kevin's got plenty of those. And you just use an electric saw to cut this opening in the top to put your place card. Then our napkin rings are actually paper towel holders with golf tees that are hot glued on the top of those. Just a plain napkin, or I actually use some fabric that I picked up at the fabric store. And then the flower arrangement today is in an old ice bucket that I don't use anymore, but I use it for a vessel for flowers during the golf tournament. And if you don't have enough fresh flowers, you can mix fresh and artificial. With the forsythia, there is a silk flower. All right, so we've got all the great food prepared today, and I got you to kind of help me with this setup.
Yes.
So tell me what we've got here.
Well, this is adorable. So we set up our cupcakes on the green with a little flag that signifies the hole. Then we've got our yummy pimento cheese sandwiches spread out on the fairway, and you can arrange your utensils in the sand trap. So I think this is a great setup for a party.
Oh, it is, and we did little straws in the cupcakes because these are Arnold Palmer mimicked cupcakes, so it's like a beverage. And then you can leave the bacon off of the sandwich, and then you could also cut these into little bite-sized pieces instead of halves if you want to use them more like a snack. So, you know, Brittany, you are part of a foundation. You and Kevin have created the Kisner Foundation, and part of the reason you're here today, not only because you're my friend and I catered your wedding, but I wanted our audience to know more about how you and Kevin have decided to give back to this community. So tell us a little bit more about how all of us can get involved in what you're doing.
Well, thank you so much for having me today. This has been a blast. And we started this foundation really because Kevin grew up here, we believe in this community, and we want to do our part. The community gives so much to us and certainly supports Kevin out on the course. So we wanted to be able to give back to the kids. So go to our foundation, www.kisnerfoundation.com. You can donate there. All that money goes back to the children in the CSRA. And you can contact us. We've got events coming up, so stay tuned this year, and we'll need volunteers, and we want to get the community behind us.
Brittany, thank you for that information, and I know everybody's going to go to that website, and we're going to make donations and help this worthwhile organization. And for those of you that plan to be in Augusta for the big tournament, it's a beautiful time of year to be here. We're hoping for great weather. We're hoping for great things for Kevin Kisner that week. We're going to be pulling for him. Be sure to let him know. And for all of you that are going to be in town, the Fresh Market that's located directly across the street from the Augusta National will be having the VeryVera cookbook there. on April 17th, I'm going to be in Aiken, your hometown,
Yes.
doing a book signing from 10 to 2. So I hope those of you that are in that area will pop in and see me then. I want to thank you, Brittany, for being part of this today. I just love seeing you, and I'm so happy for you and your family. As I always say on the VeryVera show, no matter what you do, do it in good taste. Be sure to come back and join us again next week for another episode of the VeryVera show.
To see what's cooking with the VeryVera show, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.